Alright guys, what is up? It is Saturday. Yesterday we didn't do much. We've just been trying to get lists and more lists and more lists of stuff that we've got to get for this thing. We literally just been ordering all kinds of stuff. But anyways, what we got going on this weekend, of course, got to get our lists out, and we're also finishing up on the dash. We're just doing some final fitment before we make ourselves another piece, and then we're going to take it down to Dad's shop. I'll show you guys some footage of that, and we're going to put that bad boy back in there once all of it's done, and it should be looking pretty cool. We've got two different things going on this weekend. We have got to start getting a list together, final things we need to do on this bad boy. We are kind of a little bit all over the place right now, and we got to get organized and get it rocking. So enough of this, let's get to it. Well guys, we are heading back home. We went to Dad's and worked on that aluminum piece with his bead roller. He's got one that's a little bit shorter, and didn't do any footage of it because it was just a complete fail. The problem I was having is the panel that I'm trying to make for the dash is just looking way too simple. What I'm trying to say by that is it has no definition to it. So it just looks so flat. It has no style to it, and it really just looks kind of rigged up. So me and Dad was looking at it, and we've kind of come up with a plan to do something totally different with it. Same basic structure of how it looks, but built completely different. So the panel we made is out of aluminum. I already knew that I was going to have to make a whole new piece, and once we started putting bead rolls in it, kind of seeing what it's going to look like, I'll show you guys what it looks like when we get it back in the car, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about and what I'm wanting to do. But instead of making it out of aluminum, we're going to make it out of sheet metal, and that way we can powder coat that panel. And also I need to weld some tabs on the back of it to mount it and unmount it a whole lot easier than what it's doing now, because right now it's very complicated to take the piece in and out. The whole problem that I'm having with the panel, one, doesn't look good, and two, where my throttle pedal is, it's getting into those gauges. So we've got to do something different, and I'm just not liking it. I'm wanting to make like a delete panel right there, and the way we're wanting to make it, I think it's going to look pretty cool. But anyways, we're heading back to the shop now. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight. We're going to clean the sheet metal up and clean the car up just a little bit. We've been ordering parts and stuff all day and doing all kinds of other stuff, and that dash panel is kicking my hind end. And believe it or not, there's been about, just in Saturday alone, there's been about 4 hours working on the dash, and it's just not getting it where I'm wanting it to get it. And it's crazy the amount of time you get in this sort of thing, and it just doesn't work out. But it's okay, it's part of it when you build this one-off stuff. That's just how it works. But anyways, we are going to do something a little bit different. We're going to clean the GTO up, get the metal looking good, get the car prepped for some pictures. I need to make a new trailer for the YouTube channel, so that looks a whole lot cleaner and a whole lot more professional. And we're just going to keep on rolling for this weekend, and come next week I'll have a bunch of parts in for you guys so we can see a bunch of fittings. I want to debut auto plumb stuff, show you guys what all that's going to look like. Those guys have been helping me out a bunch on how we're going to hook all this stuff up, how all of it's going to look. I think it's going to look really nice and very professional, and we're going to keep it rocking and rolling. Okay guys, here we go. We just got back from my dad's shop there, and we put these bead rolls in right in here, and you can see what I was talking about, where it's in between the bolt holes there. And honestly, I don't care for it. I think it looks too simple, and the whole gauge cluster area here is not turning out how I wanted it to. So me and Dad just kind of had a brainstorm session on this, and we're going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to order some more parts for my bead roller right there, that thing there, Mittler Brothers there. And we're gonna do something a little bit different, and we're thinking about making it almost look like a delete panel. And what I'm trying to say is, so like, instead of trying to get the original gauges to fit in there and actually look good, because it's not looking good in person. The camera, it may look okay, it may be giving us an illusion that's looking pretty wizard, but it looks kind of thrown together and kind of cheap. So we're gonna go a different direction. What we're thinking is, just kind of hang with me here. So where these circles are right here, we're going to, Dad has a tool where we can mount this up in my bead roller and make a perfect circle. Okay, so what I'm getting at is, we're going to do some perfect circle bead rolls, and then kind of do some neat little stuff inside that to make it look like the old gauges, and just make it look like we deleted them. And where it will have a race dash right here, which means a touch pad, either a Holley Dominator pad or Fuel Tech. I'm not sure which one we'll go with yet, but that whole touch screen pad will be mounted right here on these bars. So there's nothing that will be mechanical or digital, as far as I know, that I'm going to do here on the dash. So there's the problems that we've run into. Sorry I wasn't able to finish this out. I was hoping I was going to be able to make this kind of work, but it may look okay, but it's too simple, and I know I can make something look way cooler to go in this right here, and the rest of the car is sticking out and standing out really nice, and I need to make this match the rest of what I've got going on, and this needs to look cooler. So back to the drawing board. I think we've got a good idea. And also, lastly, instead of making it out of aluminum, I think we're going to make it out of sheet metal, so we can weld some tabs on the back side, and we won't have all these bolt holes in it, just to clean it up, and then we'll have it powder coated, and we'll make it look real nice. But and that way it will make this thing right here stand out massively. So imagine bead rolls here in the shape of a gauge, and then this brushed aluminum look, and then a powder coated sheet metal piece with some bead rolls in it, and not have to worry about keeping all these bolt holes lined up. But we're going to move on. We're going to do some other things. We got a lot of rust building up on the car right now, and it's just because we've been working on it so much. All these areas here are starting to stand out. So I'm about to use my Eastwood tool, and we're going to clean this thing up, and then we're going to take some cool looking pictures. I've got to do that new trailer for YouTube. We're getting very close to 100 subscribers. Thank you guys, and let's keep rocking here. Alright guys, well, we pretty much got her cleaned up there. Got most of that rust off there pretty good, just all that surface stuff that's going on. We polished it up pretty good. Pretty good, we got both sides done there. We're going to leave all that black for now, no need. It's all new metal. The whole quarter panel got replaced, but looking pretty good. Got that rust off there, and getting ready to take some pictures and make that new trailer. Boom guys, check this thing out. We've got this thing shining and looking clean now. Just look at that metal, it turned out pretty nice on there. Boom. Oh yeah. That Eastwood tool does an awesome job. I'll put a link in the description of that thing, and that thing did an awesome job. But it's been another great weekend. Again, I cannot thank you guys so much for staying tuned with us and watching us and following us on this entire build here. I'm so excited about this thing. Some great news. I just got a message in. There was a full write-up done on the car, and I feel really honored to be able to be part of that right there. And really awesome write-up right there by Miss Olivia. She did an awesome job, and I'll be sure to put a link to that website right there so you guys can see that. But a lot of cool things are going on right now. A lot of orders are being sent out for this thing right now. There's a ton of parts coming in, and I am super excited. But till next weekend, you guys have a good one.